What's up, guys? So this is a sort of serious subject. I'm about to hit the sack. I took some temazepam because I'm going through Xanax withdrawals because money's getting real tight right now. And here's the scoop. So I waited a little too long just because I was trying to, like, when my mom died, I literally just shut down. So I was her dependent. Okay, I'm not embarrassed to admit it. She took care of me pretty much 80% of her life, and she didn't mind. She liked my company, and I did try to make a business on YouTube, and it just didn't work out. Plain and simple. And she, I believe that I'm filing a lawsuit for some sort of medical negligence or medical malpractice towards what my mom ended up going through, which was she had cancer of the lungs, but I believe it was only one lung, and it was a nodule. They removed it. That was good. They fixed her. She had some sort of neck issue. They fixed that, and then like a year went by and all was good. And I was hoping like everything would be just the same as it always was. But then she got a tumor on her hip. So I forget if I even posted it. I mean, I might have posted it. It was disgusting, so I don't know if I posted it or not. But she got a biopsy eventually. And the doctor took so long. There was just I don't even know how many months, but it was just a period of from when she got the biopsy and it was proven to be cancerous to just long times. Just so much time went by that it grew and grew and grew and exploded. So, and I found this absolutely fully negligible on the doctor's part. He was telling her, "Oh, we're gonna carefully look at it," knowing well that she barely even saw the guy. Because when you all know, if you don't have money, doctors don't care about you. They want your money. They don't care about piddly insurance money or whatever. You need to meet a specific deductible, and she barely ever could meet it. And if the year started brand new, like January 1st started, she had to start all over with her deductible, and it was like $2,500. And $2,500 to her was no joke. That was big bucks for her, taking care of two people. So after she got the biopsy and months and months and months went by, it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was trying to tell her to file a lawsuit back then. And I think that it probably would have honestly served us better then than now. But I'm doing whatever I can right now because this is the end of the road. I mean, I'm just in full desperation mode right now, guys. She took care of me her whole life. I have no working history for 10 years. I haven't had any sort of job since 2008, except for YouTube. And since the YouTube business failed, I'm fucked. There's no ways, ifs, ands, or whatever about it. I'm fucked. And I'm okay with that. Like, if I had a gun, boom, done, I don't even give a shit. And that's the truth. But the truth of the matter is that I think her story on YouTube right now needs to be told. Because if anyone deserves redemption in death, it was my mother. She took care of people. She took care of the neighbors' dogs, even when she didn't feel well. She took care of an invalid neighbor when she could. She cleaned up her, piss and shit. She just did so many things. And if you guys want to contribute anything to my YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that PayPal button on my main channel, banner or whatever. Because right now is the time I need the most help. Even though the lawyers work pro bono, I don't know how long this case would take. I still am not 100% sure they're going to take the case, even though I think it's an open and shut case. It just was like she literally went through the ringer. She went through complete hell. She broke her hip just falling off of a toilet. And just, it exploded not only once, this tumor on her hip, it exploded twice. There's no excuse for the amount of negligence she was getting. She should have been in the hospital. They wanted to eventually, once they gave up on the chemo, which they gave her a chemo treatment once. And even one other time they were supposed to give her chemo, and then it got delayed. They said, oh, we have the wrong medication. I mean, just really stupid things that made no sense at the time. And I was furious because I felt like she still had time. I felt like she still had hope. If they would have caught this little tiny tumor in time, she would have been alive, maybe even another year or maybe even 2 years. I don't know. There's really no way for me to guess how long she would have lived, but it was like the size of a bruise at first. And then it became the size of frickin' like a peach. It was ridiculous. And I can't even tell you what it looked like when it exploded. It looked like, oh my God, just like, it didn't even look like blood. It looked like it did look, it almost looked fake, like in fake movies. It looked like just slime and just disgusting. And just the panic, she was embarrassed, and I'm like, don't be embarrassed. I mean, it's not your fault. It's the doctor's fault. Look how long he's taken from the biopsy to actually from the biopsy to it getting removed was, I don't even know how long. I mean, I want to say 6 months, but I think it was more like 9 months because she died so quickly after she left to Tampa, because Jupiter Hospital was like, we got to get this lady out of here. We can't help her with our equipment. So they sent her all the way to Tampa in a truck. She was probably miserable, on painkillers, broken hip, tumors still there. It still never really wanted to heal. They sutured it so terrible. It looked awful. It was seeping all the time. And then she had another one coming on her back. And I was like, well, why didn't they take that one out? Like, just ridiculous. So I'm following some sort of medical negligence right now. And I honestly should have done it right away, because then I'm sure by now I would have known. And I don't know how much money that I can make from this. I really have no idea, but I think it's your mother. I mean, this is one of the most important people in your life. I've seen people get larger lawsuits for junk. Some guys claiming he got defrauded a Ferrari, and the settlement was something like in the hundred or in the millions, 35. I don't know. Even if it was 10 million, I think it's more. Super Speeders, Rob at Super Speeders has this frivolous lawsuit that's going on, which may or may not get even thrown out. It's ridiculous. I think he actually did win the case, but whether or not it gets appealed, that's something completely different. But usually doctors and hospitals, they just want to settle. They don't want juries to see how bad things went. So I'm hoping that if this case goes to any sort of arbitration, there will just be a settlement on the table, and I can take it. And if I let it go to a jury, they're really going to get the whole scoop, and it's not going to be good. So I just wanted to update you guys on that, and I hope you subscribe to my channel, even though I don't make money from it. It's just something I think that was a very serious topic to talk about. And I can't stress this enough, guys. If you're married, or if you're a dependent on your mother or father, and something is happening to them that is not right, get on this right away. Right away. Don't wait until they pass away. Do it right away, whether they want you to or not. because you can always go to a different doctor. That was the problem. My mom was just too stubborn. She thought everything was going to be okay. She just wanted to get back to work. She just wanted to take care of me and the cats. And it's just, she was on sort of like this autopilot. And then she started taking so many pain meds that she was just like pretty much a zombie. There'd be times in bed where she was just like, just like ridiculous. And if she didn't get the painkillers, she just was in massive pain. So I was running around trying to like go grab painkillers, even if I'm totally exhausted myself. And let's just say it was hell on earth. Now, it wasn't as bad as maybe some people have it, where they literally watch their parents waste away. Like, some people have a lot of money and they can bring the patient in-house, but obviously in an apartment setting and no money, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to sit there and take care of her every day. I couldn't. She needed too much care. I can't administer her morphine shots, every 4 hours. I had stuff to take care of. So she ended up going to get hip replacement surgery, scoop out cancer from her hip bone, all for nothing. Because once she came back from Tampa Bay, she got shipped to the Jupiter Medical Center again. And I remember that she was only there like maybe 3-4 days to a week max. From there, I was that's when I got my nerve issue in my back and I needed painkillers. So I was in the ER at the time, and I get a phone call, and they say, there's nothing more we can do. Your mom's going into the hospice. And I literally, worst case scenario, I'm in the ER and I get the worst news of my life. So, like, I'm trying not to break down. I'm literally trying not to break down. So I ended up going to see my mom, and I say, Mom, I'm like, this is it. This is it. I go, this is it. Like you're gonna die. And I wanted to just know how she felt, and she didn't. She was so on painkillers that she didn't get it. She thought that she was going into rehab. She thought they were gonna rehab her hips, and she was gonna walk again. Lo and behold, no, that was not the case. She went straight from the Jupiter to a Palm Beach Medical Hospice off of Burns Road, and I visited her a couple of times. And at first, it was fine. Like, she really wasn't on heavy medication, and I could actually talk to her, and it was cool. And I brought her some food, but it was getting harder and harder for me to see her, because she was on so many pain meds. Obviously, they just want to get you in and out of there. They literally want to kill you in hospices, to open up the room. It's just a big business. It's a joke. They don't truly care. I'm not saying there's not nice nurses. There is, but she had really nice nurses at Jupiter Medical Center, like really happy, great nurses. But it's a completely different story when you're in a hospice. This is the end of the line. I don't know anybody that makes it out of hospice. I think there was like one girl that made it out of hospice that I saw on the internet, and it was like it was miraculous. But I am keeping you guys updated on this, and I hope this takes off. It's just mind-boggling to deal with this, because I have other things going on right now. I have to make rent this month. I have to possibly sell my car. Everything is going down the tubes for me, and I never wanted to admit any of this to my actually YouTube fans, because the very little YouTube fans I felt just don't have money to donate. So, like, what's the point of really being honest? It's like I have the opportunity to lose this entire home theater I have, which, there's only a couple of things in life that I truly love, and that is my BMW and my home theater. And I do have a computer here, obviously, but it's so old, guys. It's still kicking. I love it, but the day that it dies, I'm really screwed, because it's actually connected to my TV, and I run Plex through it. So if this dies, in a way, I'm sort of boned as well. So luckily, knock on wood, it's still kicking. But I will take donations, and it's going to a completely valid cause. Um, the lady seemed to be very on my side about things. What I haven't told you guys though is like I was like she took care of me simply based on that my mind has been broken since I was a young child. I was heavily abused by my grandfather. He was a severe alcoholic and gave me nothing but negative uh, vibes. I don't even really know how to put it. Just negative abuse of being a worthless person. And I was 7 years old. So as soon as my grandmother died at like 52, he became a raging alcoholic and was yelling at me and my mother every day, every night. Sometimes at dinner. So I used to have phobias about eating because it would bring back like negative feelings. So like I would start eating and then I would feel nauseous, or then I had crippling migraines at the same time. I'm not saying that was part of the getting yelled at by my grandfather. I don't know, but I just maybe it was all the fillings in my mouth caused my migraines. I really don't know, but I did get migraines easily since I was 7 or 8 years old, all the way up until still I get them. And I really could never hold down a full-time job, and I had tickets to concerts, wanting to have fun. I would get a migraine, and I either went in complete misery with earplugs, or I'm heavily medicated, or I just wouldn't go. Most of the time, I just wouldn't go. And it wasn't just that one concert, but there was one particular concert in '95. Colin James came to Cleveland for like the last time ever, and I had a migraine that night. So you have to go and think about, like, if you're gonna work at a full-time job and you can't even enjoy the pleasures of life, like, what's the point? There is no point, because you have to do what you like, and there was literally nothing I liked. I liked doing stuff that didn't make me money. That's the problem. I liked doing music, and I was really good at it at 19. I was really good at doing music. And I still think I'm pretty good, except I lost the motivation for it because it never made me any money. I get pennies from YouTube. I have released a CD. It's called the Bob and Koski Experience, but for some reason, people can't buy it in the United States. It makes no sense. They can only buy it internationally. I don't know why that is. I have no clue on how to fix it. The best you guys can do is donate to my YouTube channel, or directly through PayPal, and I will send you the album for free. So, digitally. And my PayPal address is AlisisQS61@hotmail.com, and try to deliver it as a friend if possible. That way they don't take their fees. And I'm not begging for money. Like, this is a serious situation. This isn't like I'm a YouTuber and I'm offering you a video on Patreon. This is like almost like a life or death situation. Unlike people who donate to Street Speed, who the guy has money already. He doesn't need $5 here and there. He doesn't need. You give me $5 here, you give me $5 there, and it makes a big difference. So I'm out of here, guys. I will keep you updated. Anyone who sees this video, and if you have any empathy towards someone, then I'm happy for you guys. Be kind. As someone said, be kinder than necessary. So if anybody sees this video, just know that, like, things are really bad for me. And not only dealing with my mom's death, which just I had to lock away, and I really couldn't force myself to actually deal with it. It's just too painful because I was her dependent. It wasn't like I saw her every Christmas or every Thanksgiving and I barely saw her. I saw her every day of my life. She worked right in the next room. So it was 10 times harder than a lot of you guys even can realize. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It was depressing, obviously, but I'm just here to tell you the truth. And it just is what it is, guys. If you can help, help. If you can't, I understand. Not everybody has money to help. I'm not offering any sort of videos that are going to give you any kind of an entertainment value, but I'm giving you the truth about what happens when someone dies and what you should do. So I did give you a little bit of advice in the beginning, and if you want me to put out some other shoe videos, I will. Updates, and this and that. I'll do what I can if you actually ask. I'm going to probably do a video on the insides and outsides of the BMW, what's so good about it, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. I may even go do that right now, so before I hit the sack. I only got like 4 hours of sleep, just terrible. I'm on Xanax withdrawal, and it's horrible. I still have temazepam for sleep, but for some reason it is just not quite the same feeling for whatever reason. So it's rough. I mean, it's meant for sleep, and then if you don't sleep, it just goes to waste. Like, I literally took more than I normally take last night, and it did nothing. I felt awake. It made no sense. So I'm out of here, guys. Peace out, and just try to enjoy the day as best as you can. It's, you know, every day is a day. I don't even look forward to like a month later now. It's like I just look forward to that next day. You know, can I make it through that next day, basically? So peace out, guys. Hope you had I hope you have a good day. Peace.